Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Roadwarden. Still the demo version. Gonna try it a little bit more. Get back to where we were. Alright, should not stop, I'm afraid. We can't do more for you. Alright, that's fine. Let's see. What else do we... I've already asked... I need to ask them about the Roadwarden and the rope. I'm gonna ask about the previous Roadwarden. Tulia takes a deep breath. Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him for almost half a year. The soldiers speak for a bit between themselves, trying to get their story straight. They confirm that they had stopped by their camp a few times, but stopped showing up at all early in the summer. The bearded soldier starts to scratch with the tip of his knife without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy, drowning on the things to take care of. He'd sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on the wax tablet of his. Yep, and then leave it on. Unlike us, Asterion never gets bored. Tully lets out a chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Sounds like you're not sure if he's dead or not. Yeah, that's a good question, because it kind of seems that way. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone's keeping him in a basement. Or if anyone knows, it won't tell us. Maybe someone's keeping him in a basement. A man carves with passion. We haven't seen him or his Sarane. Something ate them, I bet. The officials hired you, right? I don't expect him to return. Richer road wardens often use four-legged, meat-eating saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching, but unlike horses, they can easily defend themselves from many monsters. At least your palfrey is fast and reliable, and you won't suddenly sink his teeth into an innocent passerby. Do you know what he was looking for? Maybe he left a message. Neither one of us have any insight into his dealings, says Tulia. My predecessor left me no clues. We also took a look at Asterion's stuff. Wait! She raises a palm. I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He has kids in a village near Halvian. Havlavin. Gosh. I was planning to take these things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions. Quite a treasure. She glances at you. But I'd much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. So you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff. Here's the catch. She dusts off the hilt of her sword. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. She hasn't returned and you know nothing about her. She either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. We are meant to stay here until we fall. What do you think? Come and tell us what you've learned about the man, and we'll get back to Havlavin together. You think about a real mission. You were planning to return to Havlavin in the early fall anyway. Alright, if he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. True, but he's considered dead. I doubt he'd begrudge you anything. Anyway, who knows? You may just find his shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear, mostly. Maybe 5 feet tall, but stout. Long red beard, short hair, pale face, rarely smiles. She glances at her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches out her legs. So, find out what happened to him. Dead, alive, left. Just let me know. Alright, well, let's see. I've lost my rope. I'll ask about the rope. You're in luck. She heads over to one of the crates and moves aside a large linen sack revealing a rope. She brings it back and nonchalantly sits down on her chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. Take a closer look. A fine rope. Nice! A regular rope made of hemp fibers. I take it and offer some food in return. Yep, buy for 0. I'll take it and offer some food. Tulia leans forward and rests her forearms on her thighs, looking down with clasped hands, then meets your eyes. I normally refuse. But we need some decent food. Every day I'm searching through our groats, looking for worms and putridry. We forage, but it's not a great spot. Some food rations would brighten up a foggy day. For now, you leave the rope on the table. I'm going to ask what the squad's mission was. Lieutenant looks into your eyes. You know, the usual, making the road safe, keeping people alive. I explained that may be important for me to know why what they've tried to accomplish. I can't really tell you. Let's just say it would be nice to have a reliable outpost somewhere nearby. A place where you can always find a group of fighters willing to protect you in the name of the law. She tilts her head back. Now, if you have any other questions, she's done. So, I'm gonna ask what happened to the squad. The man shrugged. Bandits happened, and monsters. A strong band, though. His companion chips in. We got to the peninsula in the spring. We saw some people living in this camp. The lieutenant decided to avoid it and look for an inn. We had to travel through the night for a bit. The bearded soldier scoffs and crosses his arms, but she carries on. If he decided otherwise, we would have all died that day. The innkeeper explained that the camp is a trap, that the armed ones pretend to be soldiers. Stay there at night and lose everything you have. Sounds like slave hunters. A little bit. Tulia sighs. Very much so. They killed some and took others away, who knows where. They were letting the northerners go, hoping to avoid their wrath. It kind of worked, added the soldier. We asked them for help, but they refused. We had to clear the entire camp out of our town, and that's why 3 of our people died. Don't exaggerate. It's not like the lieutenant didn't make a mistake. He wanted to get rid of them and take over their camp. But he didn't know our enemy well enough. We're outnumbered, and they had an ice mage among them. She looks at you. At least we cleared the road, saved lives. You mentioned monsters as well. Nothing that would surprise you. Those of us who survived the skirmish were young, too inexperienced to spend a summer in this place without a good leader. They didn't trust me. One of them got caught by a treant. Another ignored my orders to perform some sort of a ritual hunt, so a werebear tore him to pieces. And the last one tried to act tough, didn't tell us he had cut his hand while cleaning a gambeson. So that's a ghastly chuckle. We had to cut it off, and he was so ashamed that he decided to walk north, find a new life, disappear. Idiot. What a colorful journey. The man tries to drink from his mug, but it's empty. You've made this place safer. Yeah, give some encouragement. They've been through a lot. Barely. And who knows if it was worth the lives and effort. Do I want to ask anything else? I think I get the idea of how she became a lieutenant. The camp, I can take a look around and see it's pretty run down. I'll ask if there's anywhere that she thinks I can go, but then I'll stop. Soldier answers quickly. To the inn, of course. He grabs it. I should have guessed that. The one northwest from here. If you can't afford the room, the main hall's free of charge. The locals rarely go there. The northern road is much more traveled, mentions Tulia. But the hunters will tell you about this and that, and you'll have a chance to introduce yourself. The innkeeper can listen and knows many souls. Any tips on how I can make a good first impression on him? She smirks. Avoid cheap jokes. Stick to trade, don't waste his time. Show him that you can be relied on. Alright, that's all I think I want to know, so I'm going to say I've got everything I need. Are you sure? The bearded man says. You may not be around the next time you come here. We should prepare for the night anyway. Yeah, I'm done. Alright, open the archive to reread the most recent text. Oh, interesting. Cool. Ah! Oh, that's cool! Oh, that's helpful. That's so helpful. That tells me that this is going to be a very long and tedious game, but I am here for it. I love this game so far. Thank you for your help. One more thing, if I can. The bearded man approaches you. Can you take first watch? Splitting time between 3 people makes a great difference. You think for a moment. To fully rest, you need a good sleep. I'm mostly rested. I'm fine. Sure, leave it to me. Fabulous. He pats you on the shoulder. It should be calm at least before midnight. Wake me up in a few hours or even earlier if anything happens. I smile. I'm going to be as friendly as I can to them because things have been tough for them. Appearance. Don't stand out much from the crowd. It won't get much cleaner without a proper bath. Stay tidy to have a better chance to influence others. Got it. Alright, horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. Prepare for my watch. Soldier in the shirt is eager to guide you. Just oversee the area. There's plenty of griffins around, though they won't try to jump you over the palisade. Probably. Better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out any food they can. There's this one really loud were-elk. Keeps smelling the wall. Oh, it's never tried to get in. Points at the gate. Lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if someone's being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them a rope instead. He scratches his head. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire, and the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. Watchtower? Gives you a long puzzle look. Oh, here. He's got a pile of crates. Just jump up on this tallest one. You have a great view of the northern side. The more dangerous side. Northern side is most dangerous side. Gotcha. And also, I know you're tired after all that riding. He points to the tent on the other side of the camp. I can handle a couple hours sleeping on the ground. If you wish to go there after me and rest just this once, at least have a pallet inside. I'll smile and say thanks a lot. Cool. Ooh, more stuff. Alright, you put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings a gentle refreshment. From time to time, your back aches and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on the tall grass. For most of the time, you spot smaller critters on the ground, but there are exceptions. At one point, you see a three-horned deer trying to challenge another. Before they clash their antlers, a two-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beasts try to intimidate the predators with roars and aggressive head movements. And for a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk a fight nor admit their defeat. I don't let it distract me. I keep looking around. Still, no decisions to make yet. Alright, so you hear... Let me make sure I got everything. It's nighttime right now. I feel good. I'm fairly nourished. I'm okay on armor, and I don't look good. Kind of like right now. I look like I dipped my head in the bottom of a bacon grease pan. You hear the death screams of the distant prey and the mating calls of monkeys. Runners are chasing a gray hare. A group of musk oxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves for sleep. A dusk ox is running together with a lynx, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there and watch the not-so-distant forest, trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down and go to the tent, waking up the bearded man with just a couple of words. You confirm that nothing important has happened. I gather my things and I squeeze into the tent, use my bag as a pillow, put my blanket on the pallet, and cover myself with the cloak. Sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's a much welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away. The moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. You listen with your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. I focus on the real goal of my journey. Ooh. New journal entry, explore the peninsula. Let's see what that looks like. Quest, explore the peninsula, find the Roadwarden. Cool. Aha! Okay. Gotcha. So the bearded one, we don't really get. Aha. Cool. And I can come here and I can look at everything. We got dragons. We got dragonlings, are fast and bipedal, often as tall as a human. Travelers encounter these packs near the road. They're used to chasing their prey with an extra advantage in an empty field in the forest. They have thick dragon-like skin, powerful jaws, short hands, and some of them are partially covered with furs. And there's still more to learn about them. Cool. Daggum, this is a huge game. Oh yeah, this is going to be a good long series. Alright, the Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wardening duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula, learn about the territory, resources, and threats. Get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Havlavan officials and traders. The tribes resist the soldiers. Could the tribes resist the soldiers, or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? At least I have time. At 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. 40? 40 days, okay. So now I've got a timeline, I've got a world, I've got missions. Cool. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Tulia and return to Havlavan. There you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. I need to gather some extra coins so I can help a person I care about. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early. Live in prosperity and safety. If I gather enough connections among the local leaders, I'll use them to become a major player in the merchant guild. Oh, interesting. I want to be remembered as a soul who brought peace in order to this realm, a hero. That's going to require a lot of sacrifice. I just want to help people, make this region safer for the locals and newcomers alike. I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past, and I want it to be forgotten. That sounds like the most interesting one, so I'm going to choose that. You can't travel during the night. Press the sleep button to rest. Gotcha. Aha. Alright, you're half asleep, and since it's catching the wild forest, you're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. Click sleep. Sleeping in a tent. Alright, you can spend the night in a borrowed tent. It's nothing special, but it protects you from the wind and the rain, and the ground won't be painfully hard nor cold. Okay. I don't need to eat now. So now I sleep. That'll take some of my food and some tidiness, it looks like. Yep. Aha! Gates open. You're woken up by sunlight, well rested and ready. Without haste, you gather your things. After only a couple of breaths, you notice a weird smell like a roast. Burning meat. Burning rotten meat. Disgust crawls into your consciousness. You exit the tent. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you had left them. You see an open gate. You go outside and see what's happening. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt is looking contemplatively. Tulia is the first one to address you. Jelp, I forgot my name was Jelp the Dunker. Jelp the Dunker, she greets you with a nod. We use the horse's manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see a corpse amongst the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to a male or female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. A traveler or undead? The latter, a young one. She lacks the pneuma to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. She shifts her weight. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now, it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours and each moment it spends in the fogs. Interesting. Okay. So let's take a moment. Let's do glossary. Fogs. Fogs appear in every season from the spring. Majority of them occur in autumn. They are feared and hated by the Northerners, since whenever they touch a dead human shell, they awaken it. It's unknown why this happens, or why it doesn't affect animal carcasses, but the common understanding is that the fog itself contains dense pneuma, which then spontaneously fills an empty human shell, replacing one's soul. Humans can replicate this effect thanks to the forbidden art of necromancy. Gotcha, okay. Fogs also increase the potential spellcasters. The fog is power, the tablets say. And while most people, stay inside their homes while it's around, it makes casting spells easier by supplying wizards with pneuma. Man, if I had thought about it, I didn't even think about, oh well, it's fine. During foggy days, magical potions are easier to brew, golems act faster, and the blood magic becomes less demanding. Interesting. Okay, gotcha. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, villages, mayors, even road wardens Making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Tulia calls the undead a she. Most unites hesitate to do so. Time for me to leave. Running away from the Rike. I don't blame you. She walks with you a few more steps. Find us here if you need us, or if you learn what happened to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. These words make you stop. An old farewell, mocked in a number of songs and tales, but yet you hear no scorn in Tulia's voice. You'll wonder how many acts of kindness like this you're going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to the pyre. I prepare myself for the journey. All right, and I can use the travel button, and I can choose where to go. All right. So I need to ride north, okay? Somehow missed the fact that your mount is already saddled and warmed. Well, that's nice. Thank y'all. You double-check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. The soldiers were diligent. Normally preparing any palfrey for a long journey takes a lot of time. You put on your gambeson. Gotcha. Your gambeson to make sure that your axe is tightly attached to your belt, then get in the saddle. Palfrey knickers ready to leave. It is time for you to get to the crossroads north from here. All right. Ooh, okay. Travel forward to continue your journey. Once you're done traveling north, speak with Tulia to return to Havlaven. Okay, gotcha. Ooh, okay. So I need to tidy myself, and I need food. I still feel good. I still got good armor. Even at the late hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travelers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forward, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. You soon find a pack of four-legged griffins. They are larger than foxes and merge the feathers of birds and furred beasts. Excuse me. Each one is of a different size, coat, and colors, and their temperament are just as varied. Fonts are colored with vivid feathers. Their fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while their rears have a darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling, and chasing each other around, blocking your path. I consider my options. Okay, can't enter the forest blindly. If these or other creatures were to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. There are reasons why travelers stay as close to the main roads as possible, and why adventurers move in groups. Usually the safest approach would be to stay where you are. Ooh, what's this? Knowledge. Thanks to your education, I can read and practice alchemy. Nice! Alright, so I can take my axe and hurry the horse. If we ride fast enough, we should be fine. Should stay here. Better safe than sorry. Alright, so the dice icon marks actions that involve a random... a random chance. Oh, I like this. All right, you're thinking about your conversation with Tulia. You've got a lot to do, and time may be of the essence. Gotcha. Thank you. Ooh, what is this? I can mix black powder with a gladden that grows nearby, and the dried skunk sorrel from my bag. Once I ignite it and throw it at the griffins, they'll scatter. Yep, we're doing that. Alright, cool. So that I can learn more about my character's abilities there. Inventory. Alright, what did I use? I got food rations, healing potion, pouch with coins. I got 5 coins. Cool. Hourglass, gambeson, rope, alchemic ingredients. I guess I don't have a ton. Okay. Alright, odor that the plants make you feel dizzy, but what's more important is that the griffins have wolf-like sensitivity to smells and noises. Few of the beasts have turned their heads towards you as you approach the pack with a bag in your hand. You ignite your missile and throw it forward. At first, the creatures surrounding the source of smoke, but then growl in disgust and even put their beaks to the ground. They flee, allowing you to continue your journey. Nice! Yes! I climb up my horse and cover my nose. I really need to find a proper alchemy set. Okay. Keep track of your achievements as your journey unfolds. Oh, cool. I can go over here. Cool. Alright, the road splits. According to what the soldiers have taught you, you may find a safe inn by turning left. The forest to the right is lush, and the trail is overgrown. Kids used to have this song. How did it go? The harshest pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? The signpost in front of you doesn't seem to make your situation much clearer. It was put here by someone who can't write, for folks who can't read. Covered in old red paint, it points east. Blood there, as people say. Danger to be found. There's not a soul to ask for guidance. Look to my horse. What is its name? What is the horse's name? So we've got Jelp the Dunker. Oh man, now we need a good name for the horse. Oh gosh. Man, oh dadgummit. I'm not ready for this. What shall Jelp the Dunker's horse be named? It's got to be something. It's got to be something solid. So we got our trusty steed, fast as the wind. Oh man, I don't know. Oh gosh, I want to think of a good name. You don't think of a good name like Jelp very often. Winds. Or wind of... I was trying to come up with a fart joke, but I really can't think of one. What would be something funny that I could do? Like, hang on, let me think. Some days you just get a moment's inspiration and you find the absolute most perfect name to go with Jelp the Dunker. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to Total Dingus. Total Dingus is peaceful. As you stroke its mane, maybe it can help you choose a path. But you've spent many years together with Total Dingus. Happy to go on, it takes a couple of steps forward. You spot a few berry shrubs and wild cabbages, but they still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. Time to make a turn. We're gonna go... Alright, which one? I believe it said that the left. Yeah, to the west. Here we go. Total... I'm so terrible. You love him, but it's like, yeah, he's a total dingus. But you gotta love him. How long do I have? 14 hours. Okay. Total Dingus trots with ease, unbothered by the few branches covering the beaten road. The birdsong and the distant howls draw your attention to the forest, which gets sparser and brighter. You spot boars, roe deer, and saurians. I'm gonna look that up real quick, because I'm not too sure. Holy crap, there's so much. Because I'm not sure I know what that is. Saurian is a term as vague as monkey, as it covers a vast range of four-legged creatures that resemble small dragons. Gotcha, okay. Some of them are hunted for meat, especially the smaller ones, while the larger ones often attack humans, though prefer heavier animals that can satiate them for longer. There are many tales about unique abilities some sort of their groups may pose or possess, but they are among the lesser understood creatures. Got it. Okay. The sight of a nearby wolf pack worries you, but once you push your hips forward and your palfrey enters a canter, the beasts don't even begin a pursuit. Speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice a stone tower, taller than the trees. It must be the inn I've heard about. Good, I'm glad I didn't accidentally go Dragon Way. Inns like this one often fit regions traveled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. The stone and lumber must have been transported from far away, and the workers, guarded by expensive merchants, surely lived for many seasons in a primitive, words sometimes just don't work. There are seemingly no cracks in the wall, and the building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is white and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide, if not in the buildings, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labor put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. 3 armed people are on the ramparts, though you only see what's above their waistline. They're leaning on the parapet right next to the gate, and you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They wear gambesons, each one of them dyed differently, yellow, green, and linen gray. I approach the gate. A woman in yellow armor leans forward. She has long, curly, disorderly red hair, pointing in every possible direction. This combination of colors does not work well at all. Wow, Jelp is a jerk. In the woods, one would have to shout to draw this much attention. There's still a fair distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I ain't seen a horse for years now. I just said it's weird to see such a large jacket, huh? Her voice is young and strong, with an accent that reminds you of the villages spread around Havlaven. But no jacka would wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanges a few words with a male guard wearing green, giving you time to move closer. Well, this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveler, how hard is it to ride a horse? We'll be friendly. How about you give it a try? She gasps. Seriously? Well, just a moment. Oh, I was doing something like this, so I'm gonna keep doing something like this. She disappears behind the wall, and soon after that, the gate is open. While you dismount next to the wood-splitting spot, a couple of people surround you, pointing at your mount and commenting on the appearance, though they step away whenever Total Dingus makes a rapid movement. I would too. Guard in yellow armor is the only one who steps forward. She raises her hands as if to pet your palfrey, but doesn't touch it. It looks smaller from above, she whispers loudly. How do I even get up there? It's not easy when you lack confidence. Better use a stool, or I can help you. She touches the animal, which pays no attention to her presence. Yeah, I'm really scared. She contradicts her words with a gentle, shining smile and shining eyes. Maybe I should wear something lighter. You nod and engage a bit of chit-chat with the entire group, discussing what it takes to take care of a horse. Finally, the red-haired woman leads you under the roof where your palfrey can rest, tethered with a cord to a wooden post near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside. Speak with your boss. You may be hungry. Oh, I am hungry. The other guards return to their various chores. They peek at your mount every once in a while, and that's their splitting wood, cleaning their clothes, weeding the garden patches, and moving chairs. 2 of them are making a rope. You head toward the inn, hearing the piercing scream of a boar from the other side of the yard. I open the door. Ooh, 2 stories. Very nice. The locked windows make the air stuffy and weak, and the stove hardly lightens up the hall. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans on the broom against the wall and heads behind the counter. I'm in an inn. I did not look at that. Oops. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and... You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft with a city-like accent. He observes you with keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I've a keg of decent ale. Wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. He fills your mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's gonna spoil soon. Today, maybe, and we won't drink it here before then. I'd hate to see good stuff go to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple. Rare even among the southern tribes, and his hair is naturally bluish. Interesting. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labor. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out much in the city square. I stand at the counter. The planks let out a creak after every step you make, so you slow down a little bit. You could swear that the innkeeper made little to no noise. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt of the north doesn't belong to Hovloven. You can sleep on the floor if you wish so, but if you want a bed or a meal, you have to pay. We may have some leftovers from dinner, but I'll need to check. The distance, nah. Okay, so he likes business. No joking. No joking. Do I be distanced or do I be friendly? I'm gonna be distanced with him. I won't stay here for long. I'll introduce myself. Thanks for the drink. I see you know how to make friends with a Roadwarden. I really like the friendly approach. You meet your eyes with a puzzled look, then grabs a wet cloth and starts to wipe down the... Okay, that was the wrong choice, but that's okay. For the first time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Well, nothing is truly free. I have worked for a soul of the road, but I don't need a new mouth to babble. He speaks slowly yet audibly. I value my time, you should value yours. I'm gonna drink the ale. Dark room and the wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look as brown as chestnut. The Leon spring hits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. While the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. The innkeeper nods. I was hoping someone was willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought I have, which is... There are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of any open strike, but they've gotten more attractive. They've gotten more they've gotten more attractive in the past 2 years. One day they may steal our furs, and I have no doubts there's the reason why merchants come here only once. Having bandits around gets expensive. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. I want you to reach Howler's Dell, northwest from here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Thias, the mayor, about Glaucia, that bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumors about a raid in the north. If Glaucia's ready to break the truce with the locals, I'm willing to join forces with him to get rid of her band. He looks at a nearby dragon bone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back with the news. Fine? Ooh, do I just blindly accept the task, or do I... Great, what else do you need? Alright, he's business only. Ooh, yeah, let's ask for food first, because I'm pretty hungry. Do you have any leftovers? Yes, I feed them to our boar. I won't give them away for nothing. He tells you to wait, then leaves the building for a few minutes and returns with a wooden bucket and a long stick ending with a hook. Go through the gate and turn left. You'll see a bunch of bushes. We need some berries. Bring me a bucket full. You'll be done in half an hour or so. Your horse could use a nap anyways, and I'll prepare something to fill you. The hook is not made of metal or wood. It's a long, curved claw. Almost black. Whew. Do I look like someone in for half an hour? That's quite a lot for berry picking. Tools are cold but not heavy. You notice a pair of thick gloves at the bottom. The berries are not a problem, the innkeeper smirks. Unlike the snakes, better scare them away with a stick or move them with a hook. And protect your hands. The little ones won't eat you, but don't get bitten. I'm sure you know how to be patient. I got other questions. Let's see. Let's go ahead and ask about the Roadwarden. Are you now? Looking for the Roadwarden. He goes to the table and invites you to sit down with him. I don't think I'm going to be of much help. He rests his elbow on the table. But I do want you to find him, so... When asked about his intentions, he measures his words. Asterion and I made a risky deal. Well, a very promising one. Last time he was here, he took 50 coins. My half of the investment. He knocks on the table with a fist anxiously. If you get my coin, or at least find out what happened to the guy, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed after bringing me the news. Could it be that Asterion stole the coins and ran away? He looks at the window and starts to play with a shutter. I just think Asterion ain't the kind of soul that would do such a thing. For him, it wasn't much fortune, and I'd risk saying he had earned my trust. I don't name mine, you know. It's easy for a Roadwarden to make connections. He's always had places to go, things to take care of. He rubs the table with his thumb, as if trying to clean an invisible stain. I've asked travelers. I've sent a couple of my pals to find him. No real news. I know he stayed in the White Marshes for a day and was meant to do something for the people there. It's a village in the northwest. Just stay on the main road until you reach the bogs, then enter them. You may get there before dusk. So let me know once you find anything, and we may yet return to this whole investment thing. I'll think about it. Alright, what else do I want to... Any rumors worth sharing? This is like an easier version of the Skyrim games. Like, there's less that you have to juggle around. I don't necessarily need to know... I don't really have anything that he'd want to buy. Let's see. I'm going to ask about the band, and then I'll go outside. He freezes and holds his hand aside. He wants me to get the answer from the mayor of Howells. Okay, fine. That's all I need. I'll go outside. Fine. Okay, fine. Sorry. Step outside. Total dingus is being a total dingus and lazily looking around. At this hour, the armored workshop is closed. I should go forage for berries. Innkeeper knew what he was talking about. Put on the gloves and look through the bushes at a safe distance. It doesn't take long before you notice the first serpent lying on a rock somewhere in the thicket. Creatures are not that large, and even some of them hiss at you or slither closer. The jabs of the hook keep them at a distance. You don't know much about these berries. They are round and reddish. You wouldn't trust such color even if you were looking for food in the wilderness. The plants don't even have thorns. But the leaves are harsh, so you make sure to thoroughly cover your skin with the clothes. You have a look through many bushes to fill the bucket, but the presence of insects and snakes doesn't allow you to relax. I noticed a shrub that doesn't look like the others. Ooh! I added marsh bulls to my inventory. Cool. One of the bushes in the back has more berries than others. They're purple, and you squeeze one of them, you recognize that these are marsh bulls. In a small amounts, they're added to pies, sauces, and beverages known for their delicate sourness and sweetness, unique but not intrusive. Still, eating a cup of them will make one sick, if not poisoned. You're surprised to see them in a meadow far away from a wetland. If it works as a poison, that could be useful later on. You could use them at an alchemy table if you can find it. For now, you put a fistful into your jars. The others are still a bit greenish. I gather the berries and return to the gate. You return to the courtyard. Two of the guards are participating in a friendly skirmish, wrestling in company by a crowd. I enter the inn. Alright. So, you again, do you need anything? I put his fruits on the counter. Just straight to business. Great! He peeks inside the buckets. I've got cabbage stew with a few goose chunks for you. I'd serve it even to the merchants, if there were any around. The meal is warming and filling. Yeah! Look at that! It is well seasoned and not overcooked. And I'd like to say I rarely have food to spare, but feel free to ask if you ever stop by. You may be lucky, and I've been cooking my whole life. I say thank you. And how'd that old hook of mine work out for you? I see you still have your hands. No, I'm not going to steal. I'm going to give it back to him and say I'm fine. Need anything else? Alright, so nope. He doesn't like wasted time. What do you have for sale? Let's look at what we have for sale. Alright, trader unlocked. Awesome. I can go pick up a few things for you. Some food for your travels to start with. Apples, nuts, sausage. Not too many at once, we need to maintain our supplies. I've got an elk fur I don't need. Its buyer was caught by a pack of red wolves. Nice for a sleeping spot, just as nice for a wall. I almost, an almost untouched bowl of... Oh, never mind. No, he's still talking. An almost untouched bowl of soup, priceless for a traveler. Can't tell if he's being sarcastic. Made of fine oak ash. Strong, though, you should have some better supplies before you start your own bathhouse. After you mention you'd like something more useful on the roads, he looks down. I don't have any blades or armor to spare, but if you pay well, I can take one of your crossbows and a bunch of... you can take one of our crossbows and a bunch of quarrels. The bow, wool cords, and trigger needs adjusting a little bit of oil. It's as good as you can get without soaking it in magic. Takes a bit of muscle to draw, but even a 16-year-old could handle it. I won't sell it cheap, but I'm ready to give a discount to a helpful ally. Let me take a look at what I have first. Alright, what do I have? I have food rations, an elk fur, crossbow. I do not have enough. An oak-based balm that burns skin on longer contact. It's soap. Okay. Well, I can really only buy food rations. I can buy more tomorrow. And, I'll just buy that, and then that'll be good. Okay, I added the soap, and let's see. I think that's all. That's all I need. I think I'll go outside. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna stop here for now. I know it's kind of a slow start, but I mean, like, there's so much to this game, and I'm really enjoying getting to know this world. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. I will see you later. Peace out, homies.